Hi everybody, I'm Dale Pinkert. The dollar turn is at hand in my extremely accurate and humble opinion. I want to teach you a variation of the third drive to a bottom formation since we have a live example of it. So this was 1, this was 2, and this was 3 right here. But classically on a third drive, you have to wait for a positive candle on a 3 drive to a bottom formation. Never got it. Just like on a 3 drive to a top formation, you need a negative candle to get the signal. So this is what I call a throwover. And if you bought the third drive, the throwover makes you throw up. But then once you're back inside the pattern, that's your signal. Okay, so once we got back inside of this wedge-like formation, it's not ideal, but close enough for government work. Yesterday, I showed you this downtrend line that we had broken on the daily. It came in right around here, so we almost got the touch of it. And to me, it looks like the turn is at hand, and if they even took it down one more time, I'd be a buyer at 940. So you may want to have a piece on now in case we go from here with an add-on at 940, 950. Stop, say 108.80. We shouldn't get this deep. Under 109, there's a problem. Okay, so that's my view on the euro. Pound still has negative RSIs, but it's sure hard to be short here. And CAD is continuing to the upside. We talked about it yesterday. Not sure if this was it. A, B, C. Crude is down another buck. But with the dollar weakening, maybe the crude can recover. I still have no signal to re-enter my longs on the crude. So the feature I see today is a turn in the euro. Those are my calls. The next ones are yours. Who's in the house? Hello, Artem. Tosin, how are you? You're right. It was turnaround Wednesday, not turnaround Tuesday. Hello, Jax. How are you, buddy? Alien. Everyone, welcome Mahale to our community. Good morning, Ibby. Jake. Yeah, right in here. I think I'm going to wait till Monday, Tosin, because I'm not sure they're going to turn the S&Ps today. So, and I have nothing on the short-term RSI, but why can't the S&Ps pull back 61.8, maybe back to 1860 into early next week before trying to break out back over 1940? Hi, Sirik, how are you, my friend? Abel, my friend, how are you? Ali, my buddy, how are you? So that's my call. I think the euro made the turn today. Yeah, you were looking for a false breakdown. So do you buy it right here, Ali? Because I still don't see any reason to buy it. I want to buy it. The waiting's the hardest part. I still see no reason to buy it, though, yet. Maybe we have to clean out these lows here. And I'm going to kind of time the, maybe we have another buck or so lower. Yeah. I'm kind of keen the crude buy on the S&Ps. So if I think the S&Ps could trade, 1860-ish, I think crude could work lower until the S&Ps get there. 3060? Okay. But as far as I'm concerned, the one feature that I have some conviction on is what's happening in the euro here. See this? Pretty nice divergence. Maybe it goes to 940. Maybe. If it went to 940, this time the RSI should stay above 30. So nothing wrong with having a piece on in case it doesn't. Starts getting back through this 50-day, it's going to look pretty good. Okay, thank you. What are you thinking in here, Alien? Oh, I saw your Dixie. I saw your Dixie tweet, so I know what you're thinking. So who else is here? SW's here, Ed ZFX, FX Street Administrator, Mihail. Everyone welcome Mihail. Mystics in the house. Ali, Abel, Jake, MRC, JM, Cyric, Artem, FX John. How are you doing? Malcolm, how's it going? Ricardo's in the house. Jay's here. Fane's here. FX Video's here. Kareem, welcome Kareem. Ray, Tosin, Peter. Welcome Peter. I think Peter's new handle here. Everyone welcome Peter to our community. And let's show some of our new handles, what we do here in LAR. So I've given you some screenshots. Take it over, Larians. Let's see some views. Let's see some views. Welcome, Kareem. You're not the Kareem I know, are you, from a long time ago? He spelled his name different. Everyone welcome Kareem, too. Okay. Double top in the Dixie. So new handles, this is what we do in here. 98 to 98.50 was my zone on the Dixie. So what we do is we share our ideas via screenshots like this that Tosin's providing. This is the FXCM. Thank you, Tosin. You know, maybe it needs to just clean out stops one more time. Everyone thank Tosin for its Dixie look. Here's Alien's look. Looking for a high in the Dixie up here. So here's another look in the Dixie. Like a failing rally at 50%. You know, we could go 61.8, but I think we're in the time zone here. Thank you, Alien. Everyone thank Alien for this nice look on the Dixie. And even if the Dixie doesn't collapse, it could at least correct this bounce. So the dollar bears are going to say we're going to take out this low. Dollar bulls, and I'm almost in this camp that we just pulled back. This could be A or 1, set up a B or a 2, and then get a 3 or a C. So I'm not looking for a flush out to new lows. Could happen, but initially I would just look for this dollar bounce to correct, that we correct the correction. You don't have to agree with me, but give me a Y if you know where my head's at. I'm going to be interviewing Jared Johnson of Day Traders FX in the next hour. So you got a 15-minute long signal. Okay, 15-minute. Goldie made some money being short the pound again. Congratulations, Goldie. Everyone congratulate Goldie. Looks like the pound, is it? Yeah. Beautiful, buddy. Congratulations. Everyone congratulate Goldie on his successful cable trade. Congrats, Goldie. We celebrate everyone's victories in here. There's no jealousy in here. We don't root for others to fail. People that root for others to fail are only trying to rationalize their own inadequacies. It's not allowed in LAR. Give me an amen. Rooting for others to fail is not allowed in our community. Those that do it are only trying to rationalize their own inadequacies. You don't see that happen in here, do you guys? So people that are fairly new, it's a safe environment. Hi, Ziggy. Nice tweet today. Thank you, brother. I love you. Alexandros, how are you? How are you, buddy? So if you notice, that doesn't happen in here. It happens in a lot of other trading rooms and chat rooms where people become adversarial because they're jealous or someone's ego is just too blown up and they have an eye disease. Everyone know what an eye disease is? Eye disease? It has nothing to do with vision. An eye disease is I did this, I did that, I did this, I believe this, I. That's an eye disease. In LAR, we're a we, not an I. You ever talk to someone and that's all they say? I. How you doing, Artem? Gold Daily? I could take a look, Tosin. It's not going to be a divergence till we make a new high. You can't have divergence until a new high is made. See that? It would have to make a new high. And kudos to Alexandros. He's been talking about that this was only 3 waves and this is a 4 and a 5th to come. Nice call, Alex. Alex has been talking about 1,300 gold for a while, the last couple of weeks once we pulled back. So I nominate Alexandros to win the Man Award today. Anyone second that nomination? He's been steadfast in his belief that there's another high coming. Nice look. Who seconds the nomination for Alexandros, who is a great asset in our community? Goldie seconds it. Sirik seconds it. You're the man today, Alex. Congratulations. And thank you for all your great contributions to LAR. Thank you for all you do to support our community and share your ideas with us. You're the man. Hi, Pipper. All right. That's up to you. All right. Alexandros and Alex, Alexandros and Goldie sharing the Man Award. If you ever want to share the Man Award when you're giving it, you want to acknowledge someone else, that's fine with me. So Goldie, you're in there. What's funny, Abel? What's what's LOL, Abel? Congratulations to both Goldie and the Alexandros for their great work this week and contributions. We have so many that do so much in here. I love you guys. I love your giving spirit. You know, there are many people in here that are pros. So their signals and their analysis is their profession. I know what it means. I'm wondering why he was laughing. I know what LOL means, Goldie. I'm just wondering what I said was funny. So, and Alexandros is one. You know, he's a pro, and yet he comes in here and he shares his work for free. How about that? Rick's a pro. There are a lot of people that are professionals that make their living from trading, from teaching, from providing signals, and they come in here and they give it away. If you don't think that's special, then I invite you to scour the internet and try and find something like this. You're going to have to open up your wallet to get this kind of stuff every month. You're going to have to pay a subscription fee every month. Right, Alexandros? So how did I make you laugh, Abel? Good point. Good point, Goldie. You're right. Because it's only one guy or a couple guys, right? So when you go to a service, it's usually one guy, maybe has another couple traders working for him, but it's just them. It's just them. Sirik's a professional. He gives it away in here. Okay? So the difference is, and this was my brainstorm because I facilitated many rooms in my long, illustrious career, and it's very difficult to find a mastermind community where it's safe to share your ideas without criticism or blame or anything like it. So I think we have a diamond here, and we're going to keep it polished. Yeah, you got it, Artem. If they knew how to make millions, they wouldn't need your 100, would they? What do you think? If they can teach you to make millions, they should be making millions. Everyone in here knows I'm just a thousandaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm just a thousandaire. Thank God I'm not a hundredaire. But I'm a thousandaire. Any millionaires in here? Give me a Y if you're a millionaire from trading. I bet there's not one in here. Is there one millionaire that made their millions just from trading? Give me a Y if it's you. Tico, yeah, I thank God every day. I go, Lord, thank you that I'm no longer a hundredaire. Thank you for making me a thousandaire. And if it's your will, not yet is a good answer. And if it's your will for me to have millions to help others, I'm ready and willing and expecting it to happen to me. Yeah, there you go, SW. All right, there's some optimism. There's some optimism. All right, Sinatra. Sinatra, my bank wire number is Sinatra. You're very welcome, but I don't feel like, oh, the eye disease? Okay. I don't feel like a humanitarian today. Let it, send me send me a copy, send me a confirmation that the wire has been sent. Okay, buddy? My trading warrior brother Sinatra. You got my bank wire? It's kind of an unusual bank number. Bank wire number. I love you guys. You guys look forward every morning to hanging out for a few hours like I do. You will short gold, oil, and the indexes. If you don't learn how to change your mind, you won't have any change left. Okay, Tosin. Yeah, we're going to record an album together, right? We're going to record an album together. FX Jams. You like that, huh? Hey, Abel, I think I'm good. I believe the euro. I'm going here. I did this. All right. I. Okay, you're in, Artem. So arrange it, Sinatra. We could probably do it all over the end. Oh, you want me to come to Barcelona? All right. I've never been there. I'd like to go. Okay. How about this summer or fall or tomorrow? Or I'll get on a plane today. So just keep it in mind, if we get one more break back under this third drive line, we're going to have a very clean divergence above 30. This one went just below 30. Next one will not. Okay. I'll write five songs. I'll write 5 songs. Is that enough? Good one, Ziggy. Oh, you cracked me up, man. Look at the tweet that Ziggy provided today. Check it out. Oh, look. Goldie put out a tweet. I just retweeted your tweet, buddy. Look at this. It won't be big. This is it. Right here. Learn the 3-drive trade in LAR. And there's 3 of us with our dart. But look at that. Bingo. Bingo, Ziggy. Right on the target. Look at that. Thank you, Zig. So Ziggy supports LAR every day on Twitter. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who tweets in my stream. I welcome all Larians to share their technical work like Ricardo and Alien does, and Ziggy does a promo in my stream at Forex Stop Hunter. That means we're going there, huh? What are they saying, Sinatra? 105 now? They raised it to 105? All right, good guess, huh? Before you wrote it, I guessed. Okay. That makes me think eventually we're going underneath, we're going to parity now. Of course, the line in the sand is going to be 116. We start getting over 116. I think that's an Armstrong line in the sand for the euro is 116. Am I correct? I know a lot of guys in here follow Armstrong's work. I think that's his bear case line in the sand. But there should be at least a rally, I think, back to 112. Yeah. You want to interview me? I interviewed myself. I'm mainly trading ETFs right now because I need more intense concentration to trade FX, and facilitating this room and other things I do, I can't be as quick as I need to be. I've had positions on while I'm doing an interview. Okay. So mainly ETFs, Mystic. Hi, Rick. How are you, brother? Okay. So you want to interview me any day, let me know. Occasionally in FX position. Macro. Let me know when you want to do it. Yeah, you know, because I'm screen sharing. I'm trying to be responsive. Yeah, I agree with you. And so does L. Todd Wood. L. Todd Wood agrees with you too. I thought that was a great geopolitical interview with L. Todd Wood on Monday. I thought that Rocky Horner was excellent yesterday. Right. Did you watch that interview I did with Todd? He talks about all of that. I think there'll be a lot of important turning points into late March into the equinox. Hey, Vol Guy, how have you been? Welcome back. Long time. Hope things are going good, buddy. Things going good for you? Okay. Busy with what? Making a living? That's the equinox, isn't it? Sometimes it could stretch into April, but that's the time zone. I'm laser focused on that time frame. March 21st to April 13th. Wow, okay. You're a Renaissance man. You trade and you're a builder. There's the euro sitting on the 3 drive line again. No. Pogroms or programs? Pogroms where they're being attacked. They're being attacked. Killed. Are they being killed? I know what a pogrom is. My mother told me about my grandparents and their parents. Okay. In Eastern Europe, in Romania. It feels like the 1930s everywhere. Wow. It's only going to get worse. So far the euro's trying to hold the 3 drive line here, little tail. I'd like to see it try 940. I think that's terrible. There you go, Kareem. You're welcome. Everyone doing okay? Dow's down 180 off the bat. So far the euro's trying to hold the 3 drive line. Look at that. So we know we have an important level right here. Euro's trying to hold it. It may not, but it's trying. Congratulations, Tosin. It's a euro? Yeah. Interesting. Thank you, Goldie. Nice look. Everyone thank Goldie for his Euro look. Yeah, you called it. I think you called it. Thank you, Goldie. Who thinks Goldie has been a great addition to our community? Give me a why if you do. Here's my why. I also think Tolson is as well, and Sinatra needs to show more charts. Hello, Khalid. How are you, buddy? I also think Tolson is a great addition to our community. I think SW is a great addition to our community. A lot of great additions. Hi, Planet. How are you? Planet's in the house. Hi, Timbo. How you doing? Pico, you see any 3 drivers? You sit in your car? All right. I think Sinatra, although he sits in his car, is a great addition to LAR. Give me a Y if you agree with me. I see a new handle. We have a shark in the house. Everyone welcome Shark to the Lion's Den. Lowell's back. How are you, Lowell? Canada's running out of a little juice up here. Here's your 15-minute now, Tosin. Here's your 15-minute turn. Hi, Pepper. Anyone want to help SW? You have the link? There you go, Tosin. Maybe you get a 50 pip pop here. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break now. I'll be back in 5. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions today. Then I'm going to take a quick break. You guys could continue to post your links and screenshots, and I'll catch up to you in 5 minutes. Thank you, my trading warrior brothers and sisters, Lar Lions, for a great opening 40 minutes. Thank you, guys. I'm back. Yeah, look how it held that line. See how it came right back to the third drive line? Give me a Y if you see it. That's how I know these lines are good. We rallied, came back, and that's why I said you never know, so you have a piece on. If it goes to 40, fine, you add on. But it held the third drive line like a charm. For all those lines, guys, they're actually like wedge lines. I'm pretty convinced right now that the low is in. Who agrees with me? Give me a Y if you think the low is in the euro. All right. JM, we had 3 drives, this line right here. We had a throw under. It got back inside the formation. It pulled back to the third drive line. Pulled back right here and held it. You see that? Here was a third drive line. It broke through it for a throw over. Got back with inside it. Pulled back right to the line, maybe a pip or two underneath it. And we're getting a reversal candle, a bullish engulfing candle. You see that, JM? Yeah. Okay, here's SW's first screenshot. Okay, you have to work on that. Thanks for your first effort, SW. Everyone thank SW for giving it a go. I know. But do you see how it held the line? So this was a red candle 20 minutes ago. This was a red candle. I don't know where I'm not sure what you're trying to say. You mean because this was under 30 down here? You never had a buy signal off the third drive. You needed a reversal candle. So instead we had a throw under. Then the next time back in the formation was your signal. We'd have pulled back to the line. Okay. But it's still divergence. Not everything's going to be textbook, you know? This isn't textbook. It's a variation. It's ideal. It's better. The 4 hour never took it out. Up. I think the low is in. Okay, sir. Okay. JM, trading is never going to be an exact science. Could be. Could come back off. Hello, learner. Yeah, it's holding because the dollar's coming off. Trying to bottom here. This was Ali's level, but keep in mind there's some type of inventory report, right, Ali? Isn't there an inventory report today? There was one yesterday, another one today. Thank you, learner. PMI was bad. Okay. Yeah, on different time frames it did though. I wonder what it did on the 15-minute, on the 30. And on the 30 it didn't either. Do you think it's bottom now? How about now? Challenging the 50-day and a wedge line now. Breaking out. So it measures up to 111. Otherwise, JM, I'll wire you a refund if my teachings aren't up to par. Let me know. What's going on here? That's accrued? Yeah. Yeah, it held the trend line. Looks like an ascending triangle. Maybe it holds here. Market's getting obliterated. How about a head and shoulders? Thank you, SW. Nice look. Ascending triangle look, confluence. right here. This is what Ali was looking for. Cyrix look. Okay. 111. Thank you, Cyrix. Nice euro. Nice euro. Bullish cipher. A bullish cipher. I think Cyrix a great addition to our community since he started hanging out here, and he's got a great looking tuxedo. If you agree with me that Cyrix been a great addition to LAR, give me a Y. There's mine. So stick around for our interview today with Jared Johnson at daytradersfx.com. Jared should be here in a little while. Everyone doing okay? How are my trading warrior brothers and sisters doing? Everyone all right? Yeah. Back below 109? I don't know. Maybe later. I think the Dixie chart's important. I think that we're getting a nice reversal in the Dixie. Check it out. So here's the S&Ps. Maybe we go to 1860. Maybe we're going to crash. I don't know. So 98.50 was the breakdown in the Dixie. That's a pretty negative day here. Got up to almost 98. So we could pull back and correct the correction like I was talking about on aliens thing. Okay. Crude seems to be holding up better than the S&Ps. Yeah, this is live. This is live. So everyone see the breakdown was 98.5. We could at least correct the correction. Okay, Sinatra. Okay. Maybe that was it. I still think there might be a better shorting opportunity into late March. I'm sticking to it. So these markets are getting a little volatile. Everyone should keep this in mind. Use less leverage when you trade the markets. Watch CNBC, but turn the volume down. If you don't use less leverage, you might lose your head and your account will be dead. Use less leverage. Use less leverage. Use, yes, leverage and wider stops so you don't get picked off. Stick around for Jared Johnson. CNBC with your Okay, so we got to the first area, Goldie. All right. Anyway, this will set up a higher low. Then back to the old support level, 109.80. Thank you, Goldie. Excellent view. Everyone thank Goldie for the roadmap in Euro here. Nice roadmap, buddy. So we're almost at Goldie's initial target here. So we saw this today. If you didn't buy it last night, you had a chance to buy it on a pullback to the third drive line. So there was a nice opportunity to buy it at 980. We were staring at it, thinking there could be one more low. But that's why I say, guys, you put a piece on. So what did I say when we were down here? I said you put a piece on here, and then if it goes to 940 and it diverges above 30, add another piece. with stops under 109. So that's why it pays to enter in pieces and exit in pieces. So perhaps you put a half position on here instead of a whole position, just in case it went to 940, but at least you have something on. Give me Y if you get it. Thank you, Alexandros. All right, buddy. Have a good evening. Give me Y if you understand not being all in or all out, that putting on partial positions, at least you're participating if you bought it here. So I used to think I could be perfect, but as Dale Pinkert says, don't expect perfection at the craps table. So how you overcome that is by putting on pieces and coming out in pieces. It helps you overcome that, doesn't it? You have your toe in the water. If it goes from there, you're in. If it doesn't, you have a chance to build a bigger position. That's my philosophy. And if you're not using a lot of leverage, you're not going to worry if you would almost welcome it to go down to 940 instead of, oh no, it's at 940. So here you go. Okay, it's at 940. What a great opportunity to add on with stops under 109. But it never got there, and it may never get there for a while. So forget about trying to be perfect. Use partials. And of course, use less leverage when you trade the market. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. If you don't use less leverage, your account will be dead and you'll lose your head. Use less leverage. Amen that don't expect perfection at the craps table. I used to. Stick around for Jared. I'll be right back. So guys, that's why they call me Coach. That's why they call me Coach Pinkert. What do you got, Zurich? Partial profits here. We have another webinar. Okay. There's Zurich's look. And remember, this one's working. WTI, yeah. Okay, we're not quite there. Thank you, Sarek. That was a great call yesterday in the crude. Everyone thanks Sarek for his crude and euro. Thank you, Sarek. Great work. Who thinks of me as a coach? Am I Coach Pinkert? Am I your coach? If I'm your coach, give me a Y. Glad to have you with us, Kevin. Maybe you want to get some screenshot software and share your views with us. So even to you, Sarek, I'm a coach. Yen might be turning back up. Interesting. Okay. So that means we could start to have a recovery in the S&Ps. And then maybe crude. Hi, Jared. I'll be with you after this screenshot here. Thank you, Sarek. Welcome to LAR, Jared.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Have we done this before, Jared? Because your handle's so familiar. And I usually remember everything. I'm like an elephant.
Yeah, we did. It's been probably about a year or so, but we did have a little interview a while back.
Okay. Well, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm a fellow Californian. I know you're just south of me, so I'm just Southern California.
Surf's up, dude. So
right.
refresh my memory. I know you've been in the industry for about 13 years, Jared. Can you tell me and our community a little bit about how it was for you in the beginning, and did you have influences or mentors? How did you find your way early on in your journey, and what was the catalyst for you getting involved in the industry?
Yeah, definitely. So when I got started trading, anybody that's kind of been at it as long as I have knows that currency trading in particular was pretty unknown. A lot of people didn't know much about it. Most of the people I talked to about it asked if what I was doing was legal. That was a pretty common response I got. But I just got really interested in it. I was always interested in trading and currencies and Forex. You know, that was kind of the newest, greatest thing in the early 2000s. You know, it seemed really
well, it's like the
cutting edge
Wild Wild West. Wasn't it like the Wild Wild West? Everyone was a market maker.
Yeah.
You know, spreads varied. There wasn't a lot of regulation because it was a cash market. And I remember when I had my own IB, people talking about pips, and I go, well, what's that? So I remember that.
Yeah,
amazing transformation in a decade and a half, huh?
Yeah, they have really, you know, it's really turned around, and you know, and sadly, Forex for a little while in there, kind of in the mid 2000s, it kind of seemed like, you know, if you were a currency trader, that wasn't like real trading. You know, you should be trading stocks or something, because it got so saturated with just craziness that it became almost unruly. And fortunately, that passed by pretty quickly, and now everybody is interested in currency trading, and everybody knows what it is, and it's awesome. But it was definitely a wild ride for me. When I got started, you know, one of the things we did was we traded news a lot, and me and a couple of partners made, you know, ridiculous amounts of money, because if you remember back in the day, non-farm payroll would move, you know, 300 pips every time, and we would just, you know, cash in on that like crazy, and it was fantastic. So I did a little bit of everything in the beginning: news trading and technical analysis and long-term and short-term, and kind of had to find my way, had to find out what worked best for me, and what caused them.
Ever blow up an account, Jared?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sorry, I don't want to bring you back to those psychic wounds, but You know,
The
I have several times.
Yeah, definitely, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure a lot of traders. I feel like that's like the passage of entry, right? Is if you lose enough money that you have to lay on the floor in the fetal position, drooling a little bit, wondering what just happened, then you know you're on the right track. You're making progress.
So glad you got off the floor, Jared. You don't
Oh, I
lose till
did.
you quit, right?
That's right.
I have a saying that when people go, well, I'm going to teach you the secret to trading, the secret to FX trading, that the secret is there is no secret. It's just hard work and persistence.
That is 100% true. That is so true. And it's become really apparent to me. I have a trade group, and I've been working with a lot of people for some of them for a couple of years, and I remember thinking to myself, good grief, what is the deal here? And then everyone kind of started turning corners in the last while, and people are just making crazy money and just quitting their jobs and going full-time trading. And it was just a reminder to me of exactly what you said of you just have to stick with it and just do it every day and you'll figure it out. And that's kind of, you just have to do it. You just got to show up and put in the time, and the rest will be details.
Okay, we're getting a little turn in the euro. You brought up people quitting their day jobs, so that kind of light bulb goes off for me because I get this question a lot. They say, Dale, how much money do I need to trade for a living? And people will throw out a number like 10K. Can I trade for a living with 10K? And my response is yes, if you want to live beneath an underpass. So when people, especially here in California, right, Jared? I mean,
Oh,
even if you do
10K.
100% a year, it's not enough except if you're in a pub tent.
Yeah, 10K gets me at least halfway through the month in Southern California. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's true. It's definitely, there's always those factors to take into account. How expensive is your life, and probably the biggest thing that I always tell people is trade live money with your full-time job and with everything, and see how much you consistently make over a 3 or 4 or 5 month period, and kind of lean towards that. If you find yourself consistently doing awesome, or consistently doing 1% a month, or consistently, it's all kind of, that's the other thing I've seen is everybody is so different. I have people in my trade group that'll make 2,000 and 3,000 pips a month, and then people that'll make 100 pips a month, and so it really just kind of varies on the individual.
And people that, look, even the best have drawdowns. So if you're completely relying upon your trading income, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Because you're not going to make money every month.
That's right. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I was talking about this yesterday, Jared. You ever find yourself saying, I need to find a trade?
Yes, yeah, I do. I have definitely had that. It's been 2 or 3 days since I found a good one. What's something I can get into? And I immediately have to talk myself out of that when I have that thought in my head, because it usually doesn't end well if I'm looking for a trade.
Right. The good ones just smack you in the face. You don't have to look for it.
Yeah.
So I use Tom Petty's saying the waiting is the hardest part.
That is so true. And with me, in my trade group, people oftentimes expect me to produce something, and I've got to tell somebody to get into something, and I've got to get into something, and talking everybody through the quiet days, and sometimes I just can't get
that.
Yeah,
I remember that when, I've done what you've done, and I remember the pressure of feeling like I have to have ideas to keep people entertained. Let me mentor you. Say to your group, I'd rather bore you than fabricate a trade for you to lose money with.
Oh, I definitely do. People, the one thing that I get quite often from my trade group is everyone says, well, at least we learned a lot of patience. because
if you want entertainment, you go to a movie.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'd be interested in taking a look at your setup. Have you ever used Hangout before? You scroll up to the upper left-hand corner. There's a green box with a white arrow.
Yeah.
And if you click that, you could screen share, because I think the euro has turned, at least short term today. We had a nice little three drive to a bottom formation there, and interested in what you're thinking in these markets. You know, we started off with a historic decline in the S&Ps, the worst start in stock market history. Dollar really didn't get clipped that bad during that risk-off phase. And interested in your views and also, you know, what you look for and what you teach, and towards the end of the interview. So after you click that, there we go. All right, so we're looking, you had a falling wedge as well. So
Yes, yes, and
talk to me about the euro.
yeah, I love the euro. You know, it's funny, the euro gets a bad rap sometimes. Like, there's so much other stuff to trade, and I love trading the euro dollar. I think it's great. Sometimes it gets a little slow, and I have to move on to other currency pairs. But I have been watching the euro closely, and I think there's some really significant things happening. So this little falling wedge right here was, and it sounds like it was yours as well, a little bit of a short-term trigger to kind of get in and maybe get long on this thing. But what I was looking at specifically on the euro dollar as well was, I don't know if I have these drawn on this chart. So I liked this little trend line, this crazy long-term trend line that we have on this weekly chart. If we go from those highs all the way back there and just kind of hit those tops on the way down, I'm a huge fan of these big breakouts, retesting trend lines. And so I was looking for this all along to kind of happen, to have this just pull back and retest that trend line. And I put in just one more little guy right here.
So that's around 108?
So the retest it can be anywhere in kind of the 109, maybe a little bit below. But I was looking specifically for about 109.50 to get hit, and you saw I hit about 109.57 this morning. And this is a pretty decent little trend line right here. This is a nice little support zone. So I was looking for it to turn at this trend line, and maybe not make it all the way back to the big weekly guy here. For me, a big turning point on euro would be like 10800. If it breaks below 10800, then I'm bearish all the way to parity at least. But it's got to get.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting you bring up parity, because someone in the community, Sinatra, told us that all the banks have raised their parity or sub-parity targets back up to 105. So now that the banks are giving up on parity or sub-parity, now makes me think it's going to happen.
It's true. You know, my favorite bank is Goldman Sachs. Whatever they say something is going to happen, I know if I do the opposite that I'm probably going to get a free vacation out of it, because they just it's funny. You know, it's almost like they give out trade calls and they do the opposite themselves, because because they are some of their stuff's pretty crazy, but yeah, I think if we start getting below that 10800, we're going to head into that parity and possibly below. But as long as that holds, I want to be a buyer. I want to be a buyer above 10800, and even specifically around 109.50. And I have this crazy. Here's a crazy thing that I look at, and it may be nothing and it may be something, but I've traded with it a lot over the years, and it's a simple Fibonacci play that I do, and it's just simply whenever the market crosses the 23% fib, which is this guy right here on the euro dollar in this big move. Whenever it crosses that 23, it seems like about 90% of the time it hits that 38, and it doesn't seem like there's that same correlation with the 38 to the 50 or the 50 to the 61 or anything like that, but it seems like 23 to 38 just hits almost every time. And so we had some nice crossings back here several times of the 23% fib, and it hasn't made a new low. And so I'm actually, if the euro dollar can hold, if it doesn't get below 108, if it gets below 108, I'm looking for a double bottom and a break of that 105, 104 area. But if it stays above that 108, I think we could head as high as 116 and even 118 on euro dollar.
Okay. All right, yeah, so they're your 38% retrace level. So that would be, even 50% people would still call it a bear market rally, wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so looks like we have to clean out some of the parity bears, and the banks are throwing in the towel. So up there, it's going to be pretty interesting. So interested in what else you're following? That was a great pearl that you noticed. Does that happen on all pairs? That if we get past the 23%, normally goes to 38, or is that specific to the euro that you've noticed?
It seems to be pretty consistent across the board. The more volatile ones, some of the exotics are a little more tricky to trade this type of a setup. But so I like the steadier, like a euro dollar or Aussie dollar. Those tend to really run just nice and steady on this type of setup. But it works fairly well on a lot of pairs. I use it on a pretty regular basis.
Okay.
So yeah, euro dollar looks interesting. We have I have taken some pretty incredible trades on pound everything lately,
Okay. Yeah, it's
and
really, it's almost turned into a petrocurrency for the first time in decades. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I remember being positive euro pound, and I thought it was going to be because of euro strength, and it was all about pound weakness.
yep,
So,
yep.
what do you see in here? Some people have targets down around 133, 135. A lot of people want to trade it down here and bottom pick it. EG is telling me to stay with the strength, and that's the euro. What are you seeing in the pound?
So the
Oh, okay,
pound
great.
for
Yeah.
the let me sorry, I got a bunch of stuff on here. The pound for me here. I was just talking about this morning with my trade group, and the pound. I have that. No real good reason to even believe other than currency pairs have this incredible ability, right, to stay within ranges. Now, if the UK leaves the eurozone, does all that stuff, that's going to put some unpredictable measures in there. But the vote's several months out. We don't know what's going to happen in the meantime. So what I'm looking for on pound dollar is I think we could be getting near some bottom activity. Just the fact that this pound dollar has these lows. Our 2008 lows were about 130, 135.
Yeah,
Or did,
yeah.
did we get a little? Yeah. So we got and we have those lows of more years back that were even lower. So it seems like kind of that mid 130s is an interesting spot, and so I'm kind of watching out to see if we're going to get some sort of. I love price patterns and chart patterns and so on, and I'm kind of looking to see if this could be an early stage inverse head and shoulders pattern possibly. And I'm looking for this to get into the mid 130s. I think 135, 134 is not going to be a surprise at all if it hits that, but I personally would
So
be
you
very
think
surprised if.
you think that down there that'll be the head of a Head and Shoulders bottom, and the neckline would be where? Up around
So
158,
more like I'm looking on the kind of a
46.
yeah, looking a little more short term, like on this daily chart. So probably about 146 could be our neckline area.
Okay.
And one thing that I like to do with head and shoulders patterns, I think, especially on larger time frames, head and shoulders patterns it's so tough to enter at the break of a neckline because the chopping
Yes.
around and the bumping around is 100 or 200 pips, and most people get stopped out in that process. And so what I try to do on head and shoulders patterns is always kind of anticipate it a little bit and trade the falling wedge or the rising wedge, which is right before the last shoulder happens. And so I'm going to be looking for something, along those lines on this pound dollar to happen. Some sort of falling wedge that we can get in here and start buying that breakout. That could be, the head part and could be some bottoming out there.
Yeah, it looks
So.
like we have the second drive here. Maybe we get a bounce from here and get one more shot down towards those lower targets. But
Yep.
you're showing? Do you use any kind? Do you work with divergences at all, or is it pretty much all price action for you?
I'm a little bit on divergence. I'm a big price action trader. I have an indicator that I use that I kind of, well, that I did make, and it's something that kind of measures distance between this right here is the 200 moving average, exponential moving average, and I love this on
Yeah.
larger time frames. So my indicator just kind of looks at historic movements away from the moving average, and it's a good kind of gauge of overbought and oversold, and and when we start exceeding historic levels and distances from the moving average, I've found to be really good times to get in on these price pattern reversals, and so I'm kind of waiting for that to play out just a little bit more. And it's not really surprisingly, the pound dollar, according to my indicator, which has been super reliable, is not super oversold yet, which is weird. You'd think the pound dollar would be incredibly oversold, but it doesn't look like it's totally oversold yet. We might get that one more good big push down there.
Okay. Jared, your handle is day trades.
Day traders FX.
So are you mainly teaching people to day trade? Sounds like you have a little bit more of a swing or even at times a position trade mentality. It's because you're looking at dailies, and I don't know why you would look at a daily if you were just going to be flat every day.
Yeah, so what we do, what I do is, I kind of adopted the day traders mentality early on, and I've kind of kept it. But I do a lot. I do a lot of day trading, and I do a lot of swing trading as well. But I kind of, my specialty is finding pairs that can move far fast. So it's not uncommon. For example, at the beginning of the week, in my trade group and in my own trading account, we made 500 pips on the pound New Zealand in several hours, kind of a thing. So it was a day trade, but it was a big trade, right?
Wow.
And so I try to look for those. I don't love to stay in trades for weeks and weeks or months. But I like to be in and out in a day or two or three. So I'm kind of a little bit of a I call myself the medium-term trader, but I definitely look for the 30 and 40 pip trades, but I also can regularly find 3 and 4 and 500 pip trades that can move pretty quick as well.
Okay, so do you cover or pay attention to any outside markets when you're trading FX, or is that enough for you, just following all the different pairs?
No, definitely. I always keep an eye on the metals. I'm always watching gold and silver. I feel like that's got a pretty good correlation with some of the pairs. I always watch oil, the Dow, S&P, and I'll keep an eye on the VIX as well. Whenever the VIX spikes, usually we get some good dollar activity, and so I'm usually watching the VIX.
What do you make out of the fact that the VIX, when we were at 1810 a few weeks ago, before this recent sell-off in the S&Ps, just was not indicating stress or fear, and to me that was kind of a tell that the market was going to rally because the VIX was underperforming the price damage. What are your thoughts on, is the VIX broken, or is it telling us something?
That is a good question, and it's actually funny. So I think the VIX, and I think a couple of other markets that I use for correlation, just like the S&P, for example, and gold, for example, the correlation to the U.S. dollar that they have has been very off the last 6 months, I would say, 6 or 8 months. But especially, the last couple of months, we've seen correlations that are normally very reliable, with the VIX and with the U.S. equities, just totally off. And gold has been, gold is usually a pretty good one, right? We see gold and the dollar, very tightly correlated, and they've just been going total crazy directions to each other, and with no real rhyme or reason to it. And so
yeah, the Aussie also, I kind of correlate Aussie with gold, and the Aussie is way underperformed. It's been, had an upward bias, but way underperformed the gold.
Yeah. It's been really interesting, and that I honestly don't know what to make out of all of that. I kind of revert to my good old technical analysis. Is that at that point when there's just such a who knows what's going on kind of a thing. And
so, Jared, if you could pass on one lesson that you've learned in the last 13 years and I know the standard answer is risk management. What's the most important lesson that you pass on to your mentees and that pass on to us in trading that helped you become proficient and a more effective trader? What would you say would be the most important thing for people to keep in mind when they fire up their platforms?
So, risk management, of course, is a huge one, and that's really, really huge. But another one for me was kind of how we talked earlier, just showing up. I remember going through several stages in my trading where I thought, early on, where I thought, you know what, everything I learned, I just have no idea what I'm doing. I just have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm the kind of person that I just stick to stuff no matter what. And sticking to trading, I just kept doing it, and the more I did it, the more it all kind of came together. And that's what that's what I've seen in my trade group is those that just hang in there always come out successful. And it might take a year, it might take 5 years, but just staying with it, being careful in the process, but literally just showing up every day will get you as close to a guaranteed success as you can get. Just doing it over and over and over again, and you'll figure out the things you need to do better and the things that you're good at and things that you're bad at in that process.
Okay, I heard this. It's not mine, but I like it. To be there for the good times, you have to be there all the time. What do you think?
That is so great. I'm going to share that, and I'll credit the source. That is totally fantastic.
Okay, so now would be a good time to maybe talk about your business model or your website and how people could follow you, possibly get involved with you, Jared.
Yes, yes. So the website
This is your commercial.
Here's my plug. Here it is.
All right.
So daytradersfx.com is my website. Daytradersfx.com, and basically what I do is everything I've been talking about. We have a live trade group, and we meet every day, and we only try to take the best trades we can find. And really more than anything is, I don't know, I mean, I feel like I'm coming across a little serious here, but we just have fun together. We're like a big family, and we have a good time, and everyone is there to learn and progress and kind of move forward together. And so it's a daily trading group where we learn and trade and share and do everything together on a daily basis, and it's the most fun I have every day besides surfing.
Okay, so what's the monthly subscription price for that?
So we have two levels, $37 and $79 a month. $79 a month gets you all the live trading sessions every single day, and $37 just gets you a bunch of trade calls sent to your cell phone with some charts and some details attached on why we're doing it, and still gets you a lot of good information.
Jared, thanks so much for sharing your views. I learned some things from you today. Next time I see the euro take out 23%, retraces, I'm going to be looking for 38. That was a pearl, and appreciate you taking the time out of a pretty busy day in FX to share your views and edify our community. I wish you and your people in your trading room that pips rain down on you the rest of the year, and much success. And thank you again, my trading warrior brother, Jared Johnson, at daytradingfx.com. Daytradersfx.com. And that's also your Twitter handle.
Yep, absolutely.
At daytradersfx, Twitter handle.
Daytradersfx. Here's just a quick one for anybody just going out. There's the website, Daytradersfx. There it is.
Thank you so much, buddy. Good hunting.
Thanks so much, Del. Great speaking with you. Always nice to chat with you.
All right, partner.
All right, take care. Have a good one.
Everyone thank Jared for his presentation today. And we have another webinar on deck. Kevin, did you get the name of the site? You got it? Daytradersfx.com. Pretty easy.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you. Take care.
You got it, man. You guys enjoy, Jared? So we're getting the first wave. We're getting the first wave here. So we'll see what happens at 980 now. And I believe there's another interview right behind me. So here's my wrap up. I think that there's at least an 80% probability euro has bottomed. Could we go to 940 again? Like Jared said, maybe 108. I don't know about the 108, maybe later down the road. But I think that the 109.70, 109.80 level that Goldie's talking about, that this could be a or 1, and we're going to get a 2 and then a 3. Zurich showed a potential turn in the end that might be occurring here. Canada big down, so crude must be coming back here, unless it's just more about the dollar. Stock market still lower. Yeah, crude pop. Tosin was on top of it. So that may have been it. Did we get the inventory on it? Nice rally, about 80 pips from when Tosin called it out. And I want to thank everyone individually for all their contributions today. Yeah, nice little turn in the crude oil should help also help the market recover here. So I want to thank everyone for their contributions. Jake, Kevin, nice to have you. Zurich, thank you. Alien, thank you. Pipper, Jays, Mahale, welcome to LAR. FX Goldie, thank you for your looks. Sinatra, JM, Ali, Abel, Artem, Timbo, Alexandros, Mystic, Tosin, Lowell, Kareem, Jax, SW, Lerner, Khalid, Abel, Ibby, Ed Z, Shark, welcome to LAR. Planet, nice to see your handle. Abel, MRC, Tico, FX John, Ball Guy, Malcolm, Roland, Ekeem, welcome to LAR. Pegasus is in the house. How are you, Simon? Ray, Peter, Accrued Interest, welcome to LAR. Solo, welcome back. BW, Craig, Fame. Yeah, it's gone for now. That was a nice call, SW. So I'll see everyone tomorrow. Good hunting the rest of the day. Remember, guys, one of my mottos, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and we'll wrap it up with the LAR theme song. Hope everyone had a good day in the Euro. If you want to be a star, you need to hang out in LAR. Say you want to buy a new car, show your charts in LAR. And if you rent but want to buy a house, hang out with us before you click your mouse. So give me an L A R. Lar, rar, 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 rar. Money comes and goes. Time is gone forever. Make it count, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. See everyone tomorrow. L'chaim to life.